Given your experience and given the rather serious backdrop we discussed higher in the program tonight, of the way that Donald Trump continues to have impact on people, manipulate people, sometimes to devastating effect that could go past January, what do you see here?
Well, look, he's a sociopath, and sociopaths are inherently cruel and sadistic. They get pleasure from the pain of others because it's a way to demonstrate their dominance. It's a way to hit back when they feel they've been wronged. Trump feels he's been wronged by virtually everybody, but Geraldo's one of them. And now he has this lust for revenge because he truly, delusionally feels like a victim. And he's feeling unbearably diminished by the country's lack of acceptance of his dominance. So it becomes something like, I'll show them. I'll inflict as much suffering as I can in the weeks I have left.
Now, this only raises a milder point, which is, does having Trump refuse to call you back connote suffering? I guess it depends on who we're asking.
I get the humor, the dry Ari humor in that, but yes, it does. If you're a member of the cult, it absolutely inflicts suffering. And by the way, he's inflicting suffering on all of us. He's going to piss people off in any way he can over the next 4 weeks, beginning with pardons. Watch what he does with pardons. They will be equal opportunity offensive.
I want to play this once for everyone to see, and then we'll re-rack it so folks can see the subtlety here. But the president comes in to give, a medal to an athlete. Presidents do these kind of things. The press is there. Trump, like anyone, knows the cameras are on. And he could barely get through it, to the point that the recipient here, Dan Gable, is sort of, in the moment of this recognition, sort of at a loss. Take a look.
One of our greatest athletes of all time, and I just want to say it's an honor to be with you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. President, one more question about the inauguration. Thank you very much.
Anything on Bill Barr, sir?
Congratulations, sir. He's gone.
A little moment, but what do you see here?
Well, I mean, depression. I mean, he slunk out of that office, if that's a word. You watched him slinking out of that office. He just couldn't bear to be there. He said one sentence. But you know what? My biggest fear over the next 4 years is not Donald Trump, for sure. It's the cult of Trump. You know, this notion that what happens to his supporters is that they bond to him and then they stop caring about his falsehoods. That's from Ruth Ben-Ghiat, who just wrote this great book, Strongman. And they believe him because they believe in him. So the next 4 years, we're looking at 70 million people and most Republican office holders who bought into the idea that the truth just doesn't matter anymore, that you could say anything and saying it will make it true. And if that means living under an autocracy, fine. So the question is, can Biden make decency and integrity and humility cool again? Because the alternative from Trump was the end of the world as we know it.
Well, we land on a big one. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.